Hi everyone, I'm back in society. I just came back from camping. I was camping for 2 days because it was a long weekend, and so I wasn't going to work on Monday, and it was a good time for me to be out and just get out of the hustle and bustle of the city, get out of society, and just be in the wilderness and just be in a quiet place where I'm not disturbed or no one is trying to talk to me or I have no cellular service. And I want to talk about what it feels like to be back in the city, be back in society, so to speak. Even though I was gone for only 2 days and I've camped for longer, but this time I could only do 2 days. Even though it was a short amount of time, I still felt the positive effects of being away and just coming back to society, coming back to the city where there's noise, there's constant movement, can be overwhelming and overstimulating because, my brain got adapted to this Zen-like environment. And so getting thrown back into society is kind of like a cultural shock for my brain. And so I always tend to feel a little bit anxious, not a little bit, very anxious, very overstimulated when I come back. And I want to talk about how I deal with that, and maybe it can help someone, or maybe you can relate, or maybe, I don't know, maybe it can help you out. Anyway, I love nature because it reminds me of my internal peace, of the peace that always exists within me. It reminds me of, and I'm not going to get into my beliefs here because that's irrelevant, but it reminds me of the love for life, how nice it is to be alive, how nice it is to experience this life. And that's why I love nature, because there's nothing to do. Just when you're camping or when you're out in the sticks, there really isn't much to do. I mean, you can do hikes and things like that, but you don't have an agenda, a list of things that you have to do. And it's not like being, working or anything that you have to check this box or check that box. It's really just, you're taking time off to relax. You're taking time off to give yourself permission to not do anything, to just relax and enjoy the views and enjoy the moment, either with yourself or if you're with friends. Just talk and just be with each other and just be present. And that's why I love camping, I love hiking, I love going out in nature, because it allows me to just be without judgment. But anyway, going a little bit on a tangent here, but it's related. When I get thrown back into society, it's really hard. Because after I've been in a quiet place, in a quiet retreat area, I get overstimulated and I just get anxious because there's constant stimulation happening in the environment. There's constant movement, noise, things to see, just your phone, since you're cellular, you got notifications to see, and that, overwhelms the brain after you've been in a Zen-like environment for even a couple of days. It overwhelms the brain to be back. And I just want to talk about how I deal with that. The way that I deal with that is taking a deep breath, closing my eyes and taking a couple of deep breaths. And just reminding myself that the peace that I felt out in nature, the peace that I felt in the wilderness, in the wild, although I was easily able to access that calm, that nourishment, that fulfillment out in nature, the environment served as a reminder to me that those feelings always live and have always lived within me. That peace, that calm, that nourishment, that fulfillment always is within me. It's just sometimes you get so absorbed in the soap opera of your life, you get so absorbed in the bullshit that you have to deal with in society that you forget this. And so that's why it's always important to take a step back and go out for a retreat, either out in nature or just go out to a quiet place to remind yourself of these feelings that always exist. And so, with that being said, now that I'm back in society and now that I feel this overwhelm and I feel this anxiety, my heart thumping, I feel overstimulated, the noise, the constant noise there is, and, the constant feeling that I'm always on the go because I have things to do for work and projects to complete and things like that. I try and close my eyes and take a couple of deep breaths and remember those feelings I felt when I was out in the Alabama hills. And remember what it was like to feel that calm. And this isn't necessarily a meditation, because I've come to realize that life is a meditation. You could be awake, you could be running, you could be walking, you could be asleep, you could be closing your eyes, you can be in the meditative position, like with your, mudras and everything. But ultimately, all of life is a meditation. You just have to be aware that you're alive and that you just have to refocus your awareness to the present moment, and bam, you're meditating. Even if you're walking, even if you're running, even if you're, doing your work, just bam, remembering that, oh, this is reality, and oh, this is the present moment, So anyway, I kind of went on a tangent, but not really, because all I want to say is, if you feel anxiety and you feel it, if you're having trouble reintegrating into society, if you're having trouble reintegrating into your routine after having been camping, after having been out in nature, all I can say is remember that you have access to those feelings of peace, to those feelings of fulfillment, to those feelings of nourishment, always. You just have to find a system, whether it be, maybe it is meditating for you, maybe it is taking a couple of deep breaths and closing your eyes, maybe it's, going out for a run, something that helps you rebalance yourself, going out for a walk, even if it's in the city. Something that helps you rebalance yourself and remember those feelings that the environment that you were in out in nature elicited in you. So I hope this helps, and I hope you're having a great day. I'm having a really good day. Just had a lot of anxiety today. It's ridiculous. Just too much stimulation for me. But I have to remember that this is life, and I have to play the game of life. I can't just unplug myself, because if I want to make connections with people, and I do, that's what I want to do. If I want to connect, I have to be in the center of it all. Maybe not the center of it all, but I have to be near the center of it all. So, yeah. Hope you're having a great day, and I hope you have a great life. Peace and love. See you next time. Bye.